This video is awkward. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today's video is definitely going to be different than most videos that I put up on my channel. And it's hard for me to make this video, but it's also something that I feel is important to make, and it's also going to make me feel better making it. It's gonna help me, and I feel like anybody that is going through what I'm going through, it will help you as well. It's a video I've been contemplating making for years now. It's crazy to even say years. That's how long I've been feeling this way. And I feel like it's important for me to make it for myself so that I could feel a sense of, I don't know, not alone maybe, and also so that somebody else could feel that way too, watching it. I'm uncomfortable making this video, but I think maybe if I do this, it'll help people understand why certain comments really get to me and why I'm so sensitive to certain things. So let's just go ahead and, I don't even know what I'm saying. I'm just gonna start the video. Basically, this video is all about pregnancy and starting a family, and it's probably the #1 question I get. When are you gonna have babies? I want you to have a baby now. Like, are you pregnant? Oh my God, I'd be so happy if you're pregnant. And I know these comments all come from a place of love. I know that. I know people are excited. Trust me, I'm excited to one day start a family. Like, you have no idea. But it's surprisingly, after all the things in high school, all the times in high school you go through having, I mean, sorry mom if you're watching this, but pregnancy scares, or like, you know, you think, oh my God, like you can get pregnant so easily. That's not really the case for me. If you guys are new to my channel, then you might not know that I talked about having a miscarriage years ago. It's been, I think, 4 years now since Steven and I have had a miscarriage, and it was awful. I know that miscarriages are a very common thing and not a lot of people talk about it, and I talked about it on my channel, and it was probably the best thing I ever felt like I did for anybody, because not only did it not make me feel so alone, but it made other people feel less alone. And I've been struggling with pregnancy since then, and it's been 4 years. So, to rewind back, to rewind back to when I had the miscarriage, Steven and I were so excited, and this is before I started this career in YouTube and doing all of this, right? Like, my dream was to have a family. That was what I wanted. It's like, I just wanted to be a mom. So Steven and I were so excited. We tried, and I mean, after a long time of trying, we got pregnant. And we were both so excited. I mean, insanely excited. And I have a video clip here.
Oh, I didn't even give you your card.
Damn it. It's right there. Should I open the card first?
You can open that after.
Okay. Best gift saved for last. Happy birthday, my love. 5913.
Why are you so nervous?
I don't know.
Careful, it's...
Really? Are you serious? We're gonna have a baby?
Yeah.
Oh God, baby, I love you so much.
I've been holding that in this whole time, so that's why it's
Today?
No, I just found out right before I started cooking dinner, and when I started cooking dinner, I was shaking the whole time. It was so hard for me. It hurts.
To our future self.
Your future baby.
We told like everybody, right? We told like our family, our friends, and you know, I told my parents they were going to be grandparents, and it was like this huge thing. And you know, it turned out that after, you know, turned out that we had a miscarriage, and it was like a pretty bad miscarriage because I had a mass tumor, and I had to have surgery, and then I had to have blood tests done for months and months and months. And like, I'm not even afraid of needles anymore because it's like I had so much blood work done every single week for months after the miscarriage to make sure I didn't have cancerous cells in my blood. So it was terrible. And I've talked about this story before on my channel, but since the surgery and since all of this, I lived in fear to get pregnant again because I didn't want to go through that again. And I mean, a lot of people after that aren't ready to try again. So we gave it some time. And since I had the surgery, I had to wait anyways. So we would try again, you know, after everything was good. And let me rewind back. So it was, having the miscarriage was awful. And to anyone out there who's going through this and has had a miscarriage, honestly, there has to be a reason for everything. And I truly, truly believe that. And at the time it didn't feel like it, but now looking back and seeing what my life is now, I don't know how that would have changed anything. I'm not regretful. Like, how do I explain this? Like, maybe I wasn't ready at the time to be a mom. And I don't know. There has to be a reason why it wasn't meant to be. And you just have to sit back and wait until you see what those reasons are. And it may not be clear right now, but it's definitely, my life took a massive turn to this amazing journey that I'm on right now. And I'm so grateful to be here and to have everything that I have and to be able to talk to you guys about these kinds of things. And it was definitely for a reason. During that miscarriage, Steven and I not only, it's like a hard time, I think, for a couple, because it's like, I was so depressed and I felt like it was hard to, like, he never said it was hard to be around me, but I feel like it was because I was so zoned out for so long, but he was so amazing, like amazing. That's when I knew nothing grossed him out. I'm not even gonna say it, but things happen when you have a miscarriage. It gets really, like, after the surgery, there's a lot of things that just like come out, and it's scary. And I freaked out when I saw like what was coming out one time, and Steven was like, he was like not freaked out at all. Like he didn't even get grossed out. He was so supportive and so like, how could I help? And I mean, that really, it was like, I don't know, I can't explain it. It was like it was hard. I don't know. He was very supportive and he was there for me, and it was amazing. And so I know I've told this story before, but I feel like it's important to mention it again for this video. And anyways, my friends were really supportive. One of my best friends, we were pregnant at the same time. We were like so excited because who doesn't want to be pregnant with their best friend? And when I had the miscarriage, it was like, when I had the miscarriage, it was really hard because you know, like, I knew it was hard for her to be like excited around me, but I mean, I was always like so happy for her. And she came over every single day because I was depressed and I wouldn't get out of bed. And she came over every single day and made me lunch, and she just laid in bed with me. And she's like pregnant. And she came over every day until the day that I decided I was gonna get out of bed. So I'll never forget that. And anyways, fast forward to maybe like 6 months or so, maybe a little more after the miscarriage, Steven and I were like, let's try this. Harper, stop licking your paws back here. Steven and I obviously decided like we wanted to try to have another baby because we still really want a family. And we started trying and everything, and nothing happened. And I know it takes time, so I was like, it's fine. I mean, the doctor said that I've been pregnant before, so that means that most likely I can get pregnant again, because it's not like I've never been pregnant. So, I mean, I was like really hopeful in that, okay, it's just gonna take some time and it's gonna happen for us. And there was so many times that I psyched myself into thinking that I was pregnant, because at this point I know what it feels like, and I think maybe I psyched myself so much into it that I kept, I don't know, maybe making my body feel pregnant because I wanted it so bad. So I would feel like 1 ounce of nauseousness and be like, oh my God, I'm pregnant, you know? And I would get so excited. I was like, oh my God, like, I'm so excited. I'd buy a pregnancy test, I'd come home, negative. But I was still enthusiastic about it. I was like, it's fine, next time. Then the next time I thought I was pregnant, I would go buy another pregnancy test, and of course I would always do it at the first sign of anything because I was so excited. And when I knew that it was, the amount of time had gone by that I could take a pregnancy test, I would take one and nothing. And I would tell Steven too. I would be like, oh my God, Steven, I think I'm pregnant. And we would take the test together, and I could see the disappointment in his eyes, you know, like, because we would get so excited and then it was like, no. So after a while, I don't know, I feel like I got so obsessed with trying that people said to me, you know, maybe it's becoming stressful at this point. So the stress is not going to allow me to get pregnant. And if you think about it too much, it's not going to happen. So then I said to myself, okay, I'm not trying anymore. If it happens, it happens when it's meant to happen. And so this is like maybe a year goes by and I'm in this mentality of like, I'm not trying, but I think deep down in my mind, I was just saying I wasn't, but I think I still was like in that mentality of like, oh my God, am I pregnant? Or like, is it gonna happen? Is it not? And of course, nothing happened. And then just rewind back to last year, Super Bowl weekend. And we were living at the old house that we just moved from. And I had thought for sure, I mean, this is years later, I thought for sure I'm pregnant. Like, I truly feel it. And you guys know I love to share my life with you, and I love to videotape everything. I've been like that since I was younger. Like, I used to always videotape everything in high school, and it's just something, like, I love to have the memories. So, of course, I decided that, well, if I'm not going to share it with Steven, I'm going to share it with you guys. And it was helpful for me to, like, vlog what was happening, what I was feeling, what I was thinking, because I didn't want to talk to anyone about it at this point, because it's been like years of like thinking that I'm pregnant and I'm not. So for me, it was helpful to vlog it, and I never told anybody about it. Like, I just did just so if it was true and if I was pregnant, that I don't know, I would have it like recorded, I would have it documented, because it's something I want so bad. So my nose is dripping. So I have the clips here. I might as well just put them up so you guys can see when I was vlogging. It's Super Bowl Sunday today, and for about a week now I've been feeling really different. I think a lot of you guys have noticed some things, which is weird, or maybe I just notice it more because I'm feeling it as well, but my body's been changing a little bit. My boobs have been getting really big, and I've been getting kind of nauseous and feeling really sick actually, and I actually threw up the other day, and I haven't told anybody about it, and I haven't talked to Steven about it yet, so I'm kind of holding this all in right now because I don't want to like assume and get him excited. And I think I'm gonna take a test today. Yeah, I've been sleeping a lot, like kind of a puppy, and I'm sorry if you look back at this video now, because obviously I won't be sharing this news with you guys for a while, but you know, if maybe my YouTube's been lacking because I've been trying to film and then I just am exhausted, or I feel a little bit sick. I had my little brother pick me up the pregnancy test. He's actually the only person I've talked to about it because we're so close and he's always with me, so I told him about it. It's funny, my mom actually called me this morning and was like, "You're looking a little different in your photos. You're looking really different." And I just kind of asked her, like, "Well, what do you mean?" And she's like, she said, "You're kind of glowing right now, and your boobs look a little big." And I'm like, "So what are you trying to say?" And she's like, "I mean, I just know, like, I feel it. Are you pregnant?" And I told her that I wasn't sure, but I'm like really nervous right now. I'm excited, but like, what if I'm not, you know? It's like, it's not something I talk about a lot. It's been like a lot of years, and I don't know, the fact that like I haven't gotten pregnant kind of scares me, because I'm like, oh my god, what if I can't get pregnant or something, you know? I think everybody fears that sometimes, like, well, I'm not sure if everybody fears that, but I definitely do. And it's like I'm holding this in, so it's like I can only disappoint myself at this point, you know? But I'm really nervous right now. Steven went to the grocery store right now to go get stuff for Super Bowl, so I think I'm gonna go take a test right now while he's gone. And oh my god, I'm so nervous, you guys. I'm so nervous because for the first time in so many years, like, I really feel it, like, deep down in my gut. Like, I feel that I'm pregnant. Like, I feel it with every bone in my body. Like, I just hope that I don't know. I made my little brother hide the test under the sink. So I just took the test. It's about to be like the longest 3 minutes ever. I haven't taken a pregnancy test in a really, really long time, so I'm like shaking a little bit right now. I'm kind of just sitting here telling myself, like, if I'm not, I'm not. It's okay. It says no. I'm not really sure if, like, it's too soon or if it really is no. Like, I just don't know right now because I really just feel different. I, like, don't believe it at all right now, so I don't... This is why I don't like to do these things, because it really sucks when it says no, but I don't know. Those vlogs, I've never looked at that footage again. The minute I found out it said no, that was the moment I truly gave up. All the other times that I was like, I'm not trying, I was like secretly trying in my mind. Like I kept thinking about it. But that day that I vlogged that footage and it said no, it literally this is the first time I actually gave up trying. Like, I haven't tried to get pregnant. I haven't like thought about starting, like seriously thought about it since. And actually ever since then I've shut down completely and told Steven like I'm not ready because I don't want to feel that anymore. Like, so I really did stop trying. I'm like, I'm not ready. I don't want to like have a family yet. But obviously I do. It's just, I don't want to do that to myself anymore, like mentally. And I don't want to disappoint myself. I don't want to disappoint Steven or my family, you know. Like I know, like my parent, like I know my mom wants grandchildren, you know. All of this is something that I've been dealing with for years now. And obviously I don't share it with you guys because it's not something that's easy to talk about. It's almost embarrassing for me, like what's wrong with me type of feeling. Like it's not something like that's easy to talk about. And I debated for so long whether or not to even talk about it ever, but it's gotten to the point where like I'm so sensitive to those questions that it's just like maybe if I'd made this video, not only would it make me feel like a freedom, like this is it, like, and I'm not hiding anything and I'm not feeling this alone. And I think that's why I wanted to make this, because the comments of just like, have babies already, and like, sometimes it'll make me break down into tears because it's just all these feelings that I'm just like suppressing all the time. And I don't know. I mean, what's the harm in talking about it, I guess? I just want to make sure that, I mean, I can have kids because that's probably on my list of my worst fears. I mean, I've already thought about like, well, if it doesn't work out, like I would adopt or, you know, but I guess you always kind of picture yourself having your own baby. And like, I've always pictured myself doing that. And it's something that might be hard to get past, but I know that like, I'll love any child. Like, you know, like Steven and I've talked about it. I mean, it's been so many years, like I'm so nervous, but anyways, so recently Steven and I went to go see a specialist because I want to make sure I'm okay. I want to make sure he's okay, and like that maybe it's something that we could just fix easily. You know, maybe it's nothing. And actually when I went to the place, I was like, it was already hard for me to be going to a specialist, and obviously I'm embarrassed. You know, I can't help that feeling. I don't want to feel that, but it's embarrassing for me. Like, and it was even harder for me because I had ran into a fan in the elevator on the way up, and we both got off on the same floor, and I was like, oh my God. And I think she worked in the building and on that floor, and it was just uncomfortable for me because I'm like, oh my God, somebody knows, that I'm having problems. And she was really nice, but it's like awkward because I already don't want anyone to see me there. And you know what I mean? She was sweet. And I was like, oh, somebody saw me here. People are gonna know. It's just all in my head. I remember walking into the doctor's office and they have a sign there. And I forget exactly what it says, like word for word, but it basically is saying like, we will get you pregnant. Like, it's not like a can we, it's like a we will get you pregnant. And I instantly started crying because I was like, oh my God. That makes me feel so like confident that this is gonna happen for us. I went to the doctor. He was amazing. He was really great at explaining everything to me. I got checked. I think I got like the standard checkup, and he said that from what he could see, everything looked fine. And then Steven had to do his checkup separately. And at this point, we're kind of just in that like waiting phase to see and make sure everything's good and what we can do next. The problem could just be that I'm not ovulating, which is a small problem, he said, because it's like a $20 pill that you could take and it'll make you ovulate. And people get pregnant like that. And so maybe I'm just not ovulating. I don't know. There's some tests I have to do. And of course I shied away from doing that. I just wanted to go to the initial checkup to make sure that, I'm good. And that when Steven and I were ready to like start trying again, that we could just start trying again and do the first step of whatever they tell us, right, that we're supposed to do. So that's where we're at now. Who knows, I have faith that it's gonna happen. I think that after visiting that doctor and him talking to us about everything and telling us things that he's done and reassuring me that I've gotten pregnant before, so I can, and if Steven got me pregnant before, obviously, that he can, and that's a really good sign, and that we're both still really young, so it's like, he made me feel really confident about it. I try to be a happy person all the time, especially like on social media for you guys, because I really am a happy person. Like, I am even the happiest person in the world, though. Like, everybody's struggling with something, and they may not seem like they are, but they are. And that's why I really feel like you have to be really kind and just think about what you say before you say it, because you just never know what somebody's going through, and it's so hard to see like such mean comments. I don't know, it's just hard for me to see that because I know that people are going through things, and I feel like I wish this space that we're in now was more kind. I wish people would stop asking people if they were pregnant. That question is just never appropriate. Like, are you pregnant? I kind of just feel like sometimes if you even have like one roll showing, which by the way, like, hello, with skin, like, rolls are okay to have on social media, God forbid. If you have a roll showing, she's pregnant. Are you pregnant? Like, it's so not polite to ask somebody on social media if they're pregnant. It's not, ever. If you think somebody's pregnant and they haven't announced it yet, do you think they're gonna respond in the comments and say, yeah, you know what? I am pregnant. I haven't announced it to my family or to the world, but let me tell you in the comments because clearly you think I look a little thicker or whatever, I wish people would just be more sensitive to that question. Not only because half the time people aren't pregnant and you're asking them if they're pregnant, and the other half it's because, sometimes it's like my case where I don't want to be reminded that I can't get pregnant right now. So it's been like eating away at me. Like, it's hard. I actually got a DM from somebody telling me that they've been struggling, and I haven't told anybody like really that I'm struggling. I maybe have implied like, you know, it'll happen when God wants to happen, but that message that somebody sent me made me feel so much better, knowing that I wasn't alone, and she was so hopeful, and it made me feel hopeful. And that's when I decided, like, I want to make this video, because it's embarrassing for me. It's hard for me to talk about. It's not something I want the whole world to know, but it's also like, what do I have to lose? You know, like, I feel like I don't like to even talk about this with my closest friends because it's uncomfortable for me. And how many times can you really talk about it, right? The feelings never go away, but it made me feel like if that DM made me feel better and there's anyone that feels this way, then maybe I can make them feel better. So I am hopeful. Even though it's been so many years, I'm hopeful that it's the fact that I'm not ovulating. So, I mean, I'll have to like figure that out. And we'll see. I mean, God, it's still so exciting for me to think about having a family. Like, I can't wait for the day that I can tell you guys. I mean, I can't wait for the day I can tell you guys that I'm pregnant and announce it and just be so excited and happy. It also terrifies the shit out of me because I can't imagine what happened to me before happening again. Like, in front of the whole world, you know? Or what feels like the whole world to me. I mean, obviously it's not the whole world, but I mean, sometimes even if you wait until after the safe mark of when you can tell people, miscarriages still happen. So, I mean, I know people who have had multiple miscarriages, so it does terrify me. But that's why I'm very protective over like the question when I would announce it, how would I would announce it. And I know from my last video, you guys, some of the comments were like, oh my God, is she pregnant? So maybe I set that up. I set this video up strange, but it was more like, I want to talk to you about pregnancy and the subject and me in general, not that I'm pregnant, but that I wanted to talk to you guys about it, because at that point it was something that I realized that I wanted to make a video on. Sorry, I'm not looking at the camera a lot because it's so hard for me to look at the camera. I hope this video helps somebody. It definitely helped me. So thank you. It's like, even though it's not live yet, I instantly feel like a little bit freer. I feel like you guys know so much about my life. To like go on each day and hold all these feelings in for so many years is like really, really hard. So I can't wait till Steven and I have kids. It's gonna be really exciting for me. God, is it terrible? We have like this room in our new place that's like we've envisioned as the baby room, and now it's kind of creepy because like it's empty. And I feel like it's just the empty room that we don't even open the door to. It's kind of sucks. But I mean, we did buy this house because we want to start a family here, and we always wanted to get a house together before we started a family. So I feel like this is the perfect time to even introduce that into our lives. We are building this home together, and hopefully it's going to be like our family home. I mean, when we first moved into this place, we walked around the house and talked about like what our kids are going to be doing and where they're going to be like playing and where we're going to be having dinner, and like we think about families so often. And I swear to God, Steven's going to be like the best dad ever. Like, he's so cute with kids. I can't believe how like personal I've gotten with this video, but whatever. I hope I said everything that I wanted to say in this video. It's really hard to actually sit here and talk about it and have a clear mind and clear thoughts because it is really emotional. So, I mean, I hope I said everything that I wanted to say because I've been building this up in my head. But I guess once you turn the camera on, it's like, I don't know, I was a mess. And I hope you understand, you know, why I feel this way and why I'm so like anti-pregnancy comments. And I just hope that, you know, to everyone watching, that this could motivate, which I'm sure you guys are I have really, 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 really amazing fan base. Like, you guys are so amazing. You guys aren't, I don't even like to use the word fan base. I feel like friends, because this is a perfect example of why I feel that way, because I feel like I can talk to you guys. I felt like I can vlog to you guys, and I've met so many of you in person, and it's like we've kind of grown together, and so I know what good people you are. Thank you for being there for me, and I'll see you guys in my, I don't know what to say, it's so uncomfortable. I'll see you guys in my next video.